So, last week on Beyond the World's Veil, Peepaw and friends, featuring Silva, encountered the camp that hosted several baghests. However, with some intricate work, methods, and a nice surprise round, you guys managed to handle these gruesome creatures fairly easily. With the wild creatures terminated, you found
A lot of fire.
yeah, a lot of fire. Basically, just if it burns, it's gonna burn. You guys managed to find the husband, Lucas, of Mard, who is one of the tieflings of uh, Malleus, and had ordered him to return back to the town in order to save his relationship and report his findings. However, shortly after that, you guys continued on your way back out to the pathway, finding your way to the mountains that lead to the north, and finding a narrow tunnel that cuts through just below that seems to be a pretty common path for everybody to move through. This pathway released you guys onto the other side, and as you reached the other side, nightfall had come, so you guys decided to take a good, hearty, long rest. To which each one of you slowly did not discover anything, but managed to see a ghostly apparition guiding a cart into the tunnels. However, he kind of decided not to pursue it, having this could have turned out to be bad. And I believe that you didn't even mention it to your party, or you kind of just brushed
Oh, no,
over it.
I gave him a quick recap when
Just
I
kind of like, yeah, ghosts, care, no, no. All right. However, this turned their journey back to the foothills before them, as you guys had traveled over the hills looking into any which cave that you could find. One night, an old mysterious man, had visited you guys, talking about how their path is not so righteous and how you should start questioning some of the things that you're doing, the purifying the crystals, changing the balance of things, the supposed prophecy. Seems like you guys were more so looking to just be bought out.
I mean, look, we're one of those open-minded troops that are more than willing to bend in different ways. But let's be honest here. The light has kind of brought a little stability here, and we're getting paid for it. So, okay.
Have we seen any stability? I mean, there's just been chaos everywhere we've gone.
Literally true.
I've seen no results from our actions besides destruction, I guess, into everything that we've touched.
Look, we'll start figuring out how to save the place after this next crystal.
I'm hoping that
Save what place?
Yeah,
All
that's a
of
good
them?
point.
You
I
say
kind of
what?
want. I kind of just want my airship. That's
I
pretty much it.
I kind of just want my town. Where's my city? I thought we were playing Sims. What happened?
God.
Anyways, however, afterwards, the mysterious man had vanished off into the nightfall. You guys managed to find the trials of Bahamut ahead of you, moving into one of the caves that you found in the. What the fuck just dripped on me?
What?
I think it's my cup is.
13 pages of notes and already made a typo. Son of a bitch.
Literally, it's in the notes. It says, "What the fuck dripped on me?" Just what?
What the fuck?
Now, inside the trials, you guys seek out the crystal for purification, and let's see how you guys handle this run. So, we are inside the first sets. You guys had just made it into the cavern. You managed to find and discover the trap that was laid just before the stairs leading down into the deeper areas. At the bottom of the stairs, at the bottom of the steps, you find yourself looking at a large archway hosting. I think I said this last week, but I'll repeat it. Looking at a large archway hosting one door, looking a little closer, you notice a small sigil resting in the middle of the door, a silhouette of a silver dragon's head. Most of you recognize this as Bahamut's, like a sigil, if you will. You have finally found the shrine after a couple days out in the foothills, which Colby, I'm going to tell you because you have that thing. It was 6 days that you guys spent traveling across. because you have that.
Oh, I
God
already added the gold in. I did
fucking
that last time.
damn.
Okay. So you
I got
you have
30 gold.
finally found the shrine. With this, the door before you is not locked. As you guys kind of are pressing your way in, and you find that it does not hold any traps. You enter into the shrine, and you find yourselves in a short hallway with a door on either side of you, one to your left, one to your right, and a faded arcanic markings lay across the floor. Straight ahead of you, you see a faint glow of what looks like some sort of magical barrier. Um, and you notice that on this barrier are two arcanic symbols, one matching either door on either side of you. So, kind of seems like you may have to resolve the issues behind each door in order to pass the barrier. As you guys move a little bit forward into the room, you step forward, looking over a little more, and a sudden rush of wind comes bellowing down the stairs from behind you, and you quickly cover your eyes as dust and dirt just starts to fill the air around you, coming off the floor, as nobody has really set foot in this area in a long time.
God, who's the maid?
You remove your hands quickly, and you notice a wisp standing just before you. We'll move it to there. Just before you. You hear not words come from his mouth, but you do hear something resonating throughout your head as you hear the words, "You seek word with our protector, do you not?"
Hey, listen!
Oh wait, I'm sorry. What is saying this?
So just before
Wisp.
you, as you guys are kind of entering into the room, a ghostly apparition had appeared before you, a wisp. So basically, not necessarily a formed image, but you know what a wisp kind of looks like. It's
Yeah, yeah.
a
The
glowing
the
spirit.
firefly. Yeah.
Yeah, a glowing spirit, if you will. But it did speak to each one of you. You did hear this, but it did not sound like it spoke out loud. It was more of like with the Godworm, a voice that echoed through your head.
Telekinesis.
Essentially, yeah. So he
What did and what did it say?
you seek word with our protector, do you not?
We do. Where are we going?
Well, before you to reach the crystal, you must prove your worth to the king of the dragons. He does not seek counsel with those who are selfish and unjust. To pass the first barrier, you must decide honor and respect to the righteous innocents. With that, the wisp sends a small tuft of dust off the floor to the doorway to your right.
I guess I will go through the doorway to my right.
I can.
What's this little okay.
That's the wisp,
That's
I
the
think.
wisp. Yeah.
Oh, I thought the wisp was just in my head. Got it.
No, we can all see that. Yeah, no, you're fine.
Okay. I just Alright.
He said we have to prove ourselves. Basically, was the gist of that?
Yeah, essentially, for the most part.
All right, let's step in. What do I see?
Before you proceed inside, as you're just getting into the doorway, you hear again the voice of the wisp. In here, you will find a spirit bound. Hear its tale and determine its fate. But be warned, danger comes with those who choose wrongly.
Of course, there's danger.
Of course.
With that, the wisp disappears into the air before you, but the door is now open, and you guys are able to proceed slowly inside. And as you guys pass through the doorway into the hall, you notice that this hallway holds several statues on either side of you, each posing in slightly different poses. You see a female dragonborn donned in this glamorous armor, hoisting a mighty mace above her head. The first statue swinging it mightily across the way. The next statue is the same dragonborn, but at a small table. This time she's standing around. There's several hands pointing to all one mark on a pedestal on the table, or pointing to a mark on the map on the pedestal. Just beyond that is another dragon, the same dragonborn, standing over a tiefling laying on the ground. This dragonborn poised to strike with its mace up high, as the tiefling seems to be holding a hand up in defense. And the last statue, just before you reach the end of the hall, stands proudly on what appears to be a grave. As you guys reach the end of the hall, you see that there is another archway that is open, leading into a not super large room, but a rather open room. And sitting in the middle is a small chalice of blue flame, just kind of flickering about in the room. To the right on the wall are 3 levers. The first one has a marking above it that you can read from where you're standing that says Devour. The second one,
More levers.
the second one reads Forgiveness. However, the third one is scratched out to an extreme state where it is extremely difficult to read. If you want to try to do an investigation check, each one of you can, to try and see if you can read the lettering.
Let's read.
Okay, so that was a lot of information.
Okay. I'm willing to
Can-
recap. I was just kind of reading as
That's a nat 20.
Well, put
Okay.
yourself in the room then. I'm
Oh,
pretty
sorry.
Yeah, pretty sure it's like this room up
But
here.
that one, I thought it was
It's-
this
It
level.
should be essentially the only room.
No,
you
this
get.
is all the statues.
Yeah,
that's all the
This is
statues.
the lever
That's
room.
Moving through.
Hey, Kenny, get your butt in here.
Sorry, this thing is just like.
He wasn't in roll 20 yet.
okay.
So I'll point out that it is only a 22, but it is a nat 20.
There we go.
And then the dragon came and ate the dice on my screen, so I don't know how I feel about
So you got the on the tongue feet.
it. Yeah.
All right, I'm coming. Hold on. All right, here we go. Come on. Come in. Come in. Oh my god, this stupid fucking app. There we go.
You should be already in the room. I moved you up.
Bam. You moved me. Thank you. Sorry, my browser has not been updated.
And
Roll20 does not like that.
All right.
Oh,
So
fuck you.
with that, as you guys were walking into the room, there's a chalice in the middle that has just a blue flickering flame in it, and to the right, as you enter the room, there are 3 levers. The first one reads Devour, the small plaque above it. The second one reads Forgiveness, and the third one, as I stated, was scratched out pretty badly. And I gave you guys a chance to do an investigation check, and it seems like, yeah, no.
But nat 20
Yeah,
might
yeah, no,
actually.
I was able to walked over and just looking over the levers. You're kind of slowly just brushing your hand over, and you feel the lettering that's etched out prior to the scratching away, and you're able to determine that the last lever reads Protection.
So, Devour, Forgiveness, Protection. Okay. Can you re-describe the statues, please?
I'm going.
Hammer overhead, sitting at a map. Hammer overhead over a
I'm-
kobold, standing on a grave.
It wasn't a kobold, it was a tiefling.
It was a tiefling.
Oh, tiefling.
So I'm going to post it in here. That is literally just
That's
copy and
fine.
paste. So just mind any grammar or whatever.
That's fine, I can take a look.
No one of the tieflings out of that.
So with this, and as you're kind of glancing over everything in the room, you notice that there is a small plaque that hangs on the pedestal just below the chalice that has the blue flame in the center. This chalice, or this plaque, does have a small statement on it that is written in common, so it is pretty easily for any of you to read, and it does state, "Ask me your questions 3, then determine how to set me free." So I'll do the same on that. Copy and paste them for you guys.
Ask him. We got 3 questions, and then we can set him free.
I didn't really separate it much, but the blue flame sits flickering in the chalice just before you, as you guys look over the room.
Ask your question.
Wait, we can ask questions?
Yes. So essentially, the blue flame flickering in the middle does have that plaque below it. Just ask me your questions 3. So essentially, you gather that you have a chance to ask 3 questions to the flame to try and determine which lever to pull as to whether or not you want it to devour the flame, forgive the flame, or protect the flame. The spirit is the flame.
The spirit is the flame. So here's the thought process here. There is a hunter who hunted a tiefling, but inherently tieflings aren't evil. They are another sentient race. Now, we can ask if the flame is the tiefling or the hunter, at which point we then need to ask why the hunter hunted the tiefling. After which we can understand, hopefully, which side might actually be the just or the unjust person in this situation. And depending on which one that is, which is the flame, would depend on what is behind us. But with our last question, we should probably understand the interpersonal connection between the two of them, so that whether or not the person who got murdered would actually forgive the person who did the murdering.
So
What? What?
So ask
Tell you
your
what.
questions 3.
So the first, I'm assuming this flame's not going to give me yes or no answers, because if this is a yes or no monkey paw, you could fuck right off.
Eh.
But my first question to the flame would probably be: are you the dragonborn hunter or the tiefling victim?
Okay, so you, after pondering for a minute and looking over essentially all your clues available to you, you walk up to the flame, and standing just before the small chalice, the blue flame flickering in your, just before you, you ask it the question, and you hear a voice just resonate off the walls and back towards your ears. You just hear, I am the Dragonborn. So your first question answers with that she is the Dragonborn statue before you.
Yeah, and I'm Dagoth whatever.
Then the next question would be: please give us the events that followed with the statues before us, and why were you in pursuit of this?
Well, that's 2 questions.
No. It's pretty much give us the
There's
situation.
like a lot
here.
in one question. Let me just run the
Hey,
sentence.
why don't you just tell me your entire life story?
No, I literally want to know what the circumstances is behind the statues behind me, which would require me to understand why you're hunting a tiefling.
Terry hunted and killed it, according to the statues.
They did. She did. Why?
So,
So basically, why'd you kill the tiefling?
Why'd you kill the tiefling?
So the flickering flame flutters once again, and you hear just, I was but the first lieutenant of the Gilded Blades, defender of Tarbin. The tieflings came and built Melius to the south. They were taking crops and harvesting on land that was not theirs, killing farm animals. Carbon's leader requested them to share the land, and the tieflings refused. They kidnapped several children from farms just outside and hung them to show their power. Us Dragonborns attacked in retaliation. The flame slowly flickers to a steady, flow.
Froda.
Well, then we will assume that we have to take this at face value. Then my question is whose perspective is the judgment behind us?
Yeah, like
So I'll give you a little note.
I don't know.
The judgment is Bahamut's. If you want to do a religion check, I will give you more information on that, as you are in Bahamut's Crystal's trial room.
Okay, well, that is a lovely 17, actually.
Is anyone else chiming in on it, or you all are hearing this information? This isn't one that's individual to just Silva. So any.
Can I use the help action to try and help him remember so he gets
No.
advantage?
You
Come on.
You know.
Maybe it was like this guy.
So, accounting your past knowledge of some of the texts that you've read and some of the religions that you have peered into, you know that Bahamut is more of somebody who is trying to find a fair and just principle in every outcome. He is, I forget what exact terminology it is, but he is known as one of the more fair deities.
He's a good aligned lawful
Yeah,
god.
He's essentially a lawful, and if most of his religion is the ends justify the means, then it makes sense for it to work out for him.
For the greater good.
Yes, if you're fighting
greater
for
good.
the greater good,
Was his hot buzz?
he could be. He would agree with what your decisions are.
Isn't this guy already dead? What are we doing to him? What do we gotta do?
Well, then, if we have to take them at face value, which feels like kind of a given with a spirit trapped, it sounds like it was a just confrontation, and
They said
like,
they said the Dragonborns were there. Tieflings showed up, started taking crops and killing cattle, and then the Dragonborn said, "Let's share the land," and then the Tieflings said no,
yeah.
and then
So
they
then,
killed people. But
so
they're-
what
they're
are
like,
what are
I don't get
three
it. Like
options
the
again?
Tieflings were the invaders at that point. Why are they?
Yeah, what's the three options again?
They totally harshed him, man.
Devour, forgiveness, and protection.
Well, I guess they're dead, so it would be more forgiveness for the violence they committed, but like,
What would we be protecting them from? Forgiveness will get them there no matter what, right? Isn't that what religion's all about? Do
But,
bad
like,
things
why
and
do-
say, "Oops, I'm sorry."
but like, why does Bahamut give a shit? It would be my next question.
I don't know.
I do apologize. Give me like 5 minutes. My kids are giving the wife a hard
No,
time.
go for it. It lets us have a bit of a conversation.
All right, I'll be back.
Yeah, because like, if it is from Bahamut's point of view, Bahamut would protect a just ruler like that. And
Yes,
but
suppose.
protection was scratched out. Yes, that was the one that was scratched out.
Bauer.
Protection was scratched out. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's devour, forget, and protect, and protect was scratched out.
So then I
So-
feel like we want to hit protect because it feels like protect is
But protect from what? If I guess you're not really forgiving them. I guess they didn't do anything.
they didn't really do anything wrong, yeah.
Kenny, stay away from the fucking levers. Don't goddamn touch them.
You really
Kenny, sit on your
anticipated
hands.
Exactly what I was about to do. You're gonna need to keep an eye on. You're gonna do a perception check every like couple minutes to make sure everything's good.
I think I have a 17 passive perception, so I got a fucking eye on you all the time.
So
One
just
of my
want to look
big
occasionally,
fucking
just yell.
side rabbit eyes, just like darting around watching you. As the
You
other
do a
one's watching
stealth
other
check
shit.
real quick.
So we're just gonna yell hand check occasionally to Kenny. Like, is that the plan?
Sit on your hands.
Oh, you're totally like harshing me, man.
Yeah, well, you're gonna harsh all of us if you touch stuff.
He gives 2 shakas and then puts them under his butt. Know what they're called? Shakas?
What? These?
Hand sign? They're called Shaka.
Yakabra.
Shaka Khan. Hang loose, right on.
Yeah.
Those are great. Hang loose. Hang out with your. Hang 10 out. Hang
with
11
your
out.
pen out.
Hang out with your 11 out. Yeah.
Nice. So we're going with protect, yeah. So that's the consensus here.
I'm back.
I guess. I mean, why would it be scratched out?
Yeah.
Who scratched it out? Why are they trying to get this guy killed?
So who's
Damn.
who's touching it?
Kenny.
So you waving? You guys don't want to ask a third question? I mean, that's fine.
Well, I mean, so like I asked the question of whose perspective is the judgment from, because and then you were like, oh, this is from Bahamut's perspective, but like we could take that as fact, yes.
Essentially, I kind of figured you guys would assume that fact, as this is the crystal that you're in, the sigil that you recognized on the door coming into this dungeon.
We're inside the crystal.
No, you're not. You're not in the crystal.
Oh, I thought we were like shrunk our eyes down in.
No, no.
So then
Hold on, I gotta
I
write that down. Next crystal, shrink in.
then I guess my next question, my last and final question to Flame is
Who is your daddy? What does he do?
Whose daddy was it, dude? No, but like, would now that you have passed on, would you feel that what you did was just?
So, you ask your question to the spirit, and you see the flame flicker a little bit. It grows slightly in size, and you see a little bit of agitation, or sense a little bit of agitation coming from the flames. But then it slowly starts to subside, and just... I feel that my people deserved justice. So I do back any sort of claim that my people had. And with that, as your final question, you notice that the wisp from the previous hall reappears just next to the flame, and it looks over each one of you. And this time, however, the voice echoes through your heads as opposed to throughout the room. Just, with this knowledge comes power. How will you use it over this soul? Choose wisely.
I look at my team and go, I guess we're protecting, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Anyone got an objection to that lever?
So the third lever, protection.
Yeah.
All right. Who's pulling the lever?
I guess
Kronk.
I will.
Okay.
I feel pretty
Who is your
confident.
daddy,
this-
and
who's
what does he
your
do?
Nice.
Takes 2 seconds to find those. It's great.
So with that, you step forward after hearing the wisp's motives, answering its question or it answering your questions, and seeing the statues before you. You guys kind of collected together and decided that protection is probably the best lever to pull. So you step forward, grab hold of the lever, and take a deep breath. You lean hard on the lever as you feel it grinding stone against stone. The lever settles downward and sets into place, and a large glass cylinder just starts to slowly emerge from the ceiling, engulfing the chalice and the flame in the middle. And the flame just starts to wisp around in the cylinder itself, and then it just whips up into the air and disperses.
Stop teaching them how to whip and nay-nay, dang it!
It's like the 2 things at the bank.
With that, as the cylinder slowly starts to come up, the wisp that had talked to you in the beginning once again flutters into the air. She was a young lass who was protecting her people from harm. You have chosen wisely with this decision. Follow me to your second trial. The wisp just moves out of the room. Essentially.
Hooray!
You guys have chosen wisely, and you got it correct.
Nice.
Where are they leading us? Down this way? Back to
Essentially,
the
back.
main-
Yep, back out. There's no other doors or exits in that room.
Okay.
Who
As
is
he
your
wants
daddy,
us to
and what
think.
does he do?
As you guys re-enter into the main hall, you notice that the sigil that was on the door that you had walked through for the Dragonborn's room is now glowing, and this similar sigil is glowing on the barrier at the end of the main hall. There is the other one that matches the second door, and you see the wisp floating next to this second door. Now, for the other spirit's fate. And again, this door slides open, letting you enter into this hall. This time, this one is a long mural painted on the wall. As you walk the hall, you see an image of a small male elf in torn and tattered clothing, covered in dirt, living on a street. The streets look similar to one that you have walked before, and you guys slowly start to recognize the buildings and structures as the city of Humith.
Nope, sucks to be him.
Oh.
You can, I mean, I don't think this took place after, but your events in Humith. But anyways, one of the more distinctive images is the Market Boulevard that you guys are noticing. And you see the young elf, moving along the stalls, slowly gathering food in his hands. So essentially this image is just kind of, it's still images of him moving along through the market district, and you can see that he is slowly starting to gather food and blankets and items in his hands, but it doesn't seem like he's ever exchanged gold for anything or any
He's
sort of-
stealing shit, yep.
essentially,
Okay.
You're gathering that he's stealing. Towards the end of the mural, you notice that a guard has grabbed hold of the boy, and all the food and blanket and items in his hand drop to the ground, and farther towards the end, the guard is dragging the boy away into the distance down a street, essentially a silhouette going down.
Alright, we
And
got
you
a thief,
notice-
yep.
And you notice that a apple rolls to the foot of an elf girl sitting on a bench, wearing similar clothes to what the boy was wearing. That brings you guys at the end of the mural. Is another chamber similar to the other
With
side.
another flame.
Another flame. A pedestal,
Hot
a
damn.
chalice, a blue flame, and the 3 levers, all the same, saying devour, forgiveness, and this time, the third one, protection, is not actually scratched out.
All right, so
However, this time, the plaque that is below the flame has a different saying upon it. Reading the plaque below the flame this time, it says, "I tell you what you want to hear, but I hurt you when the truth is clear." You are yet again left by yourselves in this, I guess, second room with a blue flame. Essentially answering the same question as before. Are you going to devour the soul, forgive the soul, or protect the soul?
Devour.
Don't know what soul it is.
see, the problem is like I don't want to ask what soul it is because I'm pretty sure we want.
I said it hurts us when we know the truth.
Yeah, that's the part that's like fucking with me right this second.
But is it when we like figure out the truth, or if they tell the truth? Because if we just get them alive, we'd just be like, yeah, fuck, I don't know. I don't know how you get them to lie.
That is the information I am giving you. I told you, I'm gonna poke your brains tonight. Oh, just wait till the next section. I'm so excited.
Look, I'm kind of enjoying this. So we've got an elf that's stealing food. And another elf that's close by. All right. So are we just going to ask truths of this elf at this point in time?
I don't want to be standing in this room when you ask it.
Yeah, that's the next problem. Yeah.
So.
Hey, you! What is your name?
Yeah, just yell it through the fucking. How do we ask this without too much problems?
I have the highest AC and probably the highest dex.
Alright, so
That's only
who
physical
wants
stuff.
to ask them questions?
There are things I can touch.
Sit on your
What?
hand.
Yes, I mean, if you're really asking that one, you can touch the flame. 2, you can touch any of the 3 levers. 3, you can touch your partners.
We might not let you though.
Yeah, you're all gonna need to roll a perception. Actually, let's do this. See if my stealth can go for passive perception. Let's see what I can do here. It's your job to catch me if I'm doing anything bad. Wait, what the fuck happened? I can't see anything.
Do
Where'd
you
y'all go? There we go. Thank you.
not have dark vision?
I need more.
I mean, not a vampire.
I don't think.
Oops. You're out of luck. Chuck.
Alright, so, questions. Do you have any? Or are you just gonna pull a lever and hope?
All right, who's got the biggest health pool right now? Not to eat shit.
But you said your passive is perception is 17.
Yeah, my passive perception's 7.
All right, you see Kenny leaning forward to pull one of the levers.
Oh, so you guys are moving. So, well, Kenny, if you're
Kenny,
doing
don't!
that,
I said
you're-
don't touch nothing in here.
You're up
Yeah,
in
dang
here.
fucking buffoon.
They move back to the, so there's a hallway that has a mural on one side that just depicts everything that I described. So the boy slowly stealing from the market districts and then being taken by a guard, and some of that stuff rolling up to what looks like another elf girl that is in tattered clothing. At the end of the hall, you enter into a room that is I guess it's 20 by 25 or 25 by 25 room. Blue flame and a chalice sitting in the center, and there's 3 levers on the left wall here. One reads Devour, one reads Forgiveness, and one reads Protection. And you have to decide which one to pull in order to move forward and activate the next sigil. You guys succeeded in the first room. And now... with
Miraculously.
no, honestly, I don't think it's too far-fetched. You asked some pretty good questions. This one's a little harder.
I mean, the problem is, like, I don't want to ask the direct questions I know I should ask. Just because of the problem with whether or not
See-
it's going to actually hurt us.
Doesn't say when he tells the truth, it just says when the truth is clear. So it's like, if we want to figure it out, is the room gonna blow up on us?
Alright, fuck it. I'm gonna step into the room. Give me a second to move my,
Nope.
Let me
I'm
get
gonna-
all
I'm-
ankles out. No, you're fine.
I'm going to, I'm gonna ask the flame, are you the elf, the guard, or the girl?
Sorry.
Look, we've established there's no yes or no answers here, so.
Yeah. Just... I'd be that of the little boy, but I could also be that of the little girl. All I know is that I must provide for me, myself, and I.
Got a very gender fluid situation going on here.
I know, right?
Well, he said he must provide for me, myself, and I, which is only one person. So the other boy was going out for doing stuff for the girl.
Yeah, it feels like that should be the guard at that point, yeah.
Kenny, get the fuck away from the goddamn levers.
Fine.
No touchy.
I'm watching through the door. I'm yelling at you.
Yep.
Throws a little
I'm gonna
dart
roll
at his
a little
hands
later.
every time he tries to touch a lever. Just,
Yeah, I'm gonna roll like every 2 minutes. And then if it's over, but if it's because you have the highest passive perception.
Me or yeah, no, probably has a good one.
Yeah, no, what's your passive perception?
Passive perception.
Up left.
Hold on, I'm looking.
That's it.
13.
Okay, that's trash.
He must not be proficient in perception.
which is funny 'cause it's a
Nature, survival, yeah.
But
Puts
is
his
it-
hand behind his back
is
and
it
like walks
perception
away.
wisdom? I'd be surprised. I thought perception was-
Yeah, but I only have a +3 to wisdom, so.
Oh yeah, it doesn't mean you're proficient with it.
Come on back and get it.
All right. So, any other questions,
It's just a big dumb cow foot.
or have you?
Oh, we didn't really get a fucking answer out of that. It's a single soul that must provide for me, myself, and I.
You have 2 more questions.
This is Kenny walking away.
Sorry, we have 2 more questions, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And we've determined it is probably the guard.
Yeah, he said me, myself, and I, and you know, must provide. I don't know. But we
So-
don't know the truth because we're not hurt. Or attempted to get hurt.
Why do you feel that the supplies and food were being stolen?
Who's to say that they're being stolen? How do you know it wasn't paid for?
So it's
Not the guard.
No, I think it's the elf. Yeah, so you just give a shit about the.
Forgive the boy.
But like, he seems very selfish.
It's protect again. It's protect. All the answers are C on the Scantron. It's protect. It's the third.
It's not protect. This is not a just killing. No. Sorry. This is not a just action.
The boy stealing food to try and
Well-
feed his sister and him that are probably starving. And it's a whole moral dilemma thing. Should you arrest him or not? He's just trying to feed his family. They just straight up murdered this guy.
Look, here's the thing, like, in terms of like a societal setting, like you're dealing with the whole like what is actually a just society. God damn it, fucker.
I'm making you think on it. I like this. I'm happy.
Look, I'm here to say I'm good to forgive it if it is the elf. But if it is the elf that died, like, I do realize it sucks to be you. I realize why you've done this, but at the same point in time, I'm not gonna protect you from your consequences.
So he gets devoured? Well, you're not protected.
No. There's 3 levers. There is protect, devour, and forgive. And I'm bound to say that a forgiveness is in the situation, but a protection is not. It was not a just action, but it was a justifiable action.
Well, yeah, he should have been punished. I mean, he paid a heavy toll for it, but I guess, yeah, forgiveness would be the one.
Yes. Alright. So then, I will say everyone step out. I'm going to give a forgiveness poll here.
It sounds so fucking wrong.
They really fucking fuck off.
You do have
I'm gonna give him a pity poll. Pity rub and tug.
We do have one more
Sorry.
question. I guess I'll ask the last question. Do you feel justified in your decisions, my friend?
Well, forever do I live for just me. I don't need to worry about the pains of others.
Alright, nah, send this guy to fucking hell. He's a fucking piece of shit.
You gonna devour him?
I kinda want to devour this asshole, yeah.
He's jonesing for a cheeseburger in paradise.
He is an unforgiving soul.
Okay. Do what you must.
Look, I mean, can you make an argument otherwise at this point in time, though?
Add a character. I don't know. It's been hard to follow. In character, Peepaw is like, I have no moral compass.
I
I have no
tried
moral
to not
compass.
make it too hard to follow.
No, I mean, I'm down for it. I'm okay with a devour on this one.
See Kenny looking at it.
I know. I
over
just don't
again.
know what happens when we get it wrong. We get attacked or hurt.
Or something.
But I said if we get it right, we get hurt too. So what the fuck doesn't matter? I guess. Maybe hurt a little bit less.
Maybe not. Maybe. All right. So what lever? Devour.
Devour, but give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
What the fuck?
I need to take a piss. Leave me alone.
He's still on. Has his headset on. And just. All right. So during this whole his brainstorming, if you will. Kenny has been kind of just touching each lever one by one, just kind of tapping his fingers on them. Just not fully aware of the situation, but just knows that if he pulls one just without being told, it will likely end with pain. I guess it's kind of just like one of those things like, oh, you keep sticking stuff in your mouth, I'm going to put a 9-volt battery on your tongue.
A lot of us have manacles. Can we just put manacles on and track them to themselves?
Probably, honestly. But with that, you hear Peepaw and Silva kind of discussing their thoughts and ideas on the whole process. So, every so often, Kenny, you do touch a lever, but you do not pull on it. And
I think not for my own choice.
That's what happens when I pull the Devour lever. Give me a second. I will move myself over there. There's no levers here. Whatever, yeah.
so, luckily, you got it right. Changing
Hot
that
damn.
with that third question saved your ass there. With that, you pull the Devour lever. The boy was a thief and led a short life. He did not have any other persons to care for. The girl in the image was a misleading image to try and get you guys to question.
Give a shit.
Yeah, the kind of question it is. However, as you pull the Devour lever, you see a similar cylinder of glass just come down, and a large flame just emits from the ceiling where the cylinder had come from, just engulfing the entire blue flame in it, and you can hear just these screeches echoing off the halls as the
Yeah, well, fuck you too, you fucking
the entire
selfish.
flame slowly starts to churn and turn into nothing but an ashen mist.
Bye.
With this,
Hey, bastard.
the wisp has reappeared yet again next to you as the glass cylinder slowly starts to lift off from the ground, and you choose correct once again. Well done. And you see the wisp start to slowly float out of the room again, and returns to the entrance hall as he just moves. So, as you guys want to move back to the entrance.
Well, goodbye,
good
Kenny.
fucking bye to you too.
Oh, don't worry, it gets fucking better.
No, Kenny popped out of chat.
Oh boy, what do we see?
So, with this, you return to the entrance hall and see that the second sigil is illuminated and the barrier slowly starts to disappear and is now gone. You move forward deeper into the temple, and in the middle of the temple, just before you, rests an altar with 4 cutouts that sit just atop the altar. Just beyond the altar is another barrier with 4 dimly lit gems on it. And however, the wisp once again reappears, so the altar is up here a little bit. I know you guys got it. The wisp reappears once again. You have proven your just decisions as a group and found the righteous innocent and the evil struck. Now you must prove your own non-futility. Each room before you holds a trial that only one can endure. A test of strength, wisdom, courage, and mercy. Only one can enter to take the test and assume the possession of the key gem. The door shall hold you in until each trial is complete, on which you shall return here to bestow your gems upon the pedestal. Good
So
luck.
we've got
Choose wisely. And once again, the wisp disappears out of sight.
What were the 4 qualities
So-
we needed there?
Yeah, I figured that was gonna be a little bit.
Strength, wisdom.
So you have
John the short straw on strength. You're gonna be stuck in there for eternity, sucker.
let me get.
I was like, yeah, no goes to strength, right? Who's got the
So
strength
you got
stat?
strength, wisdom, courage, and mercy. So just to give you guys a. Ooh, nope.
I mean, are we genuinely lacking on strength?
Yeah, I only have a 13.
I have a 14.
I'm
Wait.
11.
I'm 11.
Oh my god, am I the strongest out of us? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm sitting here with these tiny little snake arms. What the shit?
I'm
would
a thick
also-
little rabbit. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm not strong. I'm quick. I'm quick.
I mean,
I
I would.
fat.
I mean, I can shapeshift, so it's not like it's.
Locked in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Hold on.
who's to say that it's an actual physical strength check? Maybe it's a test of the strength of your emotions.
Can somebody move Kenny? I can't see.
Wait. What?
Wait, so what's
Thank
down?
you.
Oh, there's nothing down these side halls? Okay.
So, are we? Do we have an indication of what door leads to where?
So this is the altar in the middle here. This door here is strength. This door here is wisdom. Pick it twice. This door here is courage. And this one is mercy.
I very much want to put Kenny in courage.
Yeah,
Yes,
I was
I
just
think
thinking,
so.
what's the only one that he fits in, and that's
Yep.
gonna be
Okay, so
courage.
Kenny
Yeah.
goes to courage.
You're going
So,
up
so,
here.
so my little bird friend, there might be a cheeseburger in paradise at the end of that room. I just need you to go get whatever is at the end of that room.
Oh, Arrow Smithy? Oh, right.
Fuck yeah. So the
Shotgun
question,
flies away.
so the question is, we've got strength, wisdom, and mercy, and the question is who's going into what?
Yeah, no, or I should go in wisdom, obviously.
So it's between mercy and strength is the one that I'm taking.
Yes.
And I feel like mercy might be the one that I should take and leave the strength to someone else.
I don't know. You don't seem like the most merciful snake.
And
But
I
there.
literally am the only one who hasn't straight murdered someone this campaign.
Hey, just because you didn't murder somebody doesn't mean you didn't are a merciful person.
it just might have not gotten there in time.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'll
you didn't
go-
deal the killing blow.
Yeah, just because
I
I
was
don't
like-
drink milk doesn't mean I'm not lactose intolerant. You know, it's just those things. It's not mutually exclusive. You know.
I'm fine. I'll go do the strength one. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. It's
I get,
the best I've got.
Oh, I need to do the wisdom, or
so wisdom. Wisdom is up here.
What's your wisdom? I have a 18 in wisdom.
fuck me, you got me beat. I have a 17.
Okay.
Yeah, Yano is definitely mercy.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll go do strength. Yeah, no, you go do mercy. Please, just like,
It's like
Just-
in his
just-
name. It's like, should I kill somebody here?
yeah, no.
Nine.
Alright, yeah, no, go do mercy. You got some wisdom, little rabbit dude, and I guess the snake person is gonna go do strength.
Hope you don't gotta pick nothing up.
Holy fuck.
You got spells? Do you have any spells that can?
I'm gonna blow it to tits, yes.
Aren't we all lined up to our doors? Shield
Yeah.
handle.
Alright, so I'm gonna go around.
Start with start with mercy or start with wisdom. Leave me to last. I need to hear what this shit is. Don't start with me. Do you want to start with me? Fine, start with me.
No,
What do you
no,
got?
So they don't necessarily correlate with each other. So I could start with any of them. I'm not worried about that. It's not where I expected.
Expected us to be? Alright, yes. Yeah, yes.
Okay,
Alright, start
so-
with me. Fuck it, let's go, buddy.
Wanna do
I'm
that?
here for it.
Greg is in.
Alright, so
Wait, my body is ready and I am ready to drop in.
Oh, I get it
So,
now.
well, I'll start with strength. Sure, we'll start with strength. So, with that, you step up. You guys each decide on your rooms, and you know that you each have to do your own trial before you, knowing that the test up before you might be pretty severe. With this strength, Silva, you step up and you enter through the doorway and find yourself in a large room open with 2 large round stones with a draconic symbol on them sitting just in front of you. The door closes behind you. I deleted the door, so it's not there
This is
anymore.
fine. Give me a second. I need to take a quick look at my spells.
As the door slides closed behind you, you hear what sounds like the noise of rushing water bubbling through pipework. Just a gurgling sound coming up, and several drains can be seen in the floor just before you as they start to bubble up with water, slowly starting to fill the room. You can do a perception check for me.
Let us go with a nice 14.
And you notice that there are 2 short pedestals. I think they are visible to you guys. To you.
How big are these stones?
So the pedestals here,
How big are these stones?
these stones are rather large in size. But you do notice the 2 short pedestals on either side of the room, farthest from where the stones are. Your likely solution is that you have to place these stones, one on each top of the pedestal before you. These stones are about 4 feet in diameter, and they're well rounded, so they seem like they would be easy to move. However, they could be very heavy. You haven't exactly
All right.
touched them yet.
I'm going to try and roll both of them in front of each of their pedestals.
Hold on, let me move the whole fucking box. Okay, so you can move one at a time.
That's fine.
You could basically grab onto one and you kind of go to give it a little push, and you notice that this stone is very heavy. You give it a solid grab. Which one are you grabbing for? The left or your right?
I guess I'm gonna go for the left first.
Okay. So you're able to push it, and you know that heading in, you have to push it in towards the pedestal. So you're able to push it 5 feet at this.
I'm literally gonna push them both to the bottom of their pedestals. Now I've got a rules question for you, John.
Yeah,
What is considered in my possession when I enter the astral plane?
I mean, essentially anything that's on you.
What if I'm grabbing it? Can I pull these things into the astral plane?
You would have to be able to carry it. Is what my answer would be. You'd have to be able to carry. It'd have to be able to be something that you could physically pick up and carry with you. Oh, whether you're bear hugging it or you're able to stick it to a bag of holding, you have to be able to carry it to consider it on your person. These stones, however, are not going to be something that you can physically pick up. They are
How big are they?
They are about 4 feet in diameter. They are solid stone. They are extremely heavy. If you want to try and do a strength check to lift it, you can.
Give me a second. Let me think about this. What's the floor made of?
The floor is all made of stone. It kind of varies throughout the room, but for the most part, it's all sort of stone and tile.
You gotta lift things.
Yeah, I didn't really think this was going to be a legitimate strength check.
Well, you didn't know. Like I said, it could have been test the strength of your emotions.
Yeah.
I'd be just as bad.
Well, it's like I have a bag of holding, but I can't fit it in the bag of holding, can I?
Depends on how big it is.
That's
I had a bag of
really
holding.
the question.
One half in yours, one half in mine. I'm still in the other room. I'm not in there. I don't know what I'm talking about.
But it.
Like it would fit in the bag, but I don't think I could get it into the bag.
Yeah, so it would. Essentially, I was just looking at a bag of holding to see what its capacity and all that. You would be able to get it into the bag, but
Oh.
it could be difficult to basically maneuver it into the bag. So it'll fit in the bag, but you getting it in the bag might be an issue. Because you have to be able to pick it up and move and position it into the bag. You can't just kind of.
Why do I need to pick it up? I'm just gonna put the bag over top of it. Just be like, whoop.
Alright. Fuck it. We'll go with that. So.
Alright, yeah, I'm
you-
just gonna
using your-
scoop the boulder up and then like get up onto the pedestal, reach in and pop the boulder out onto the pedestal. Be
Alright,
like,
so-
alright, I'm so
with
done
that-
with this.
That you take the bag of holding and you just kind of shimmy it over the side of the boulders, and you see that once it reaches a certain point, it kind of just sucks the boulder up into it.
Oh boy.
The
boulder
sphere.
is
You're
conflicted.
hungrier than my mother.
Sucks it right on up to it. It holds it in tight.
Again, just like my mother. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there.
With that, you do realize that these stone spheres are significantly heavy, so you're thinking that it's probably best to try to do one at a time, as
Yeah,
two might be
absolutely.
just too much. So you start to move towards. So I'll move you up a little bit more. You start to move towards the first sphere, and as you're getting closer, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Certainly.
And then you can follow up with a perception check.
Is this a magical effect by any
It-
chance?
It is not.
Then that would be a grand total of 9.
Does Kenny used to do this?
I got too much cat hair in my mouth.
Oh, thank God.
So with that, as you get closer to the pedestal itself and you're about to put the stone on it, something wraps around your ankle and grabs onto your leg and yanks you back a couple feet. You look around frantically trying to see what has grabbed onto you, and you're tracing this green thorn-looking vine that is wrapped around your leg up along the wall, and you notice this grotesque-looking just monstrosity of moss and foliage just on the wall, and it has this weird hissing sound as it's grabbing onto your leg. It pulls you back a little. You don't feel any intense pain, but it seems to be holding you back from reaching your destination.
What? Is it a snake?
You can do a nature check. It is not a snake, so obviously you recognize that pretty easily. But if you want to do a nature check, you can to see if you. I guess nature check to recognize this kind of.
Let us take a 13 on that.
Alright, so your times in the wild, you do recognize this weird creature as an assassin vine. It's lurched onto the wall, but it does. Normally, these types of creatures are intending on hurting and killing and feeding on their victims. However, this one seems like it's a little off-put and that it is just trying to prevent you from reaching your destination.
Why, man? Just fucking why? No, I'm literally saying this in
No.
character at the Vine, being like, why, man?
Oh, you grabbing
The
me.
Why you grabbing me?
The vine, however, does not respond to you, as it is just perched on the wall, and it's just kind of, it has now released you. But you are now still essentially 10 feet from your destination.
I'm gonna dump the rock out. Wait. I'm gonna dump the rock out of the bag and try and roll the rock over to my destination.
Okay. So with that, after the vine had let you go, you decide to, maybe it just didn't like the way you were doing things, so you dump the sphere out onto the ground just before you. It lands a couple feet in front of you, and you place a hand on it, watching the vine at the same time, and you push the vine, or you push the sphere, sorry, yet again forward a little bit. And as you're getting closer to the pedestal that it needs to go on, yet again, I need you to make a dexterity save as you see the vine whipping out at you again.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
However, this time it grabs you. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean that far. Well, you weren't touching the boulder this time. It does grab you and pulls you back 10 feet towards the wall. Again, the clenching around your legs is not painful, but it is preventing you from reaching your destination. And at this point, you are starting to notice that the water coming into the room is slowly gathering up elevation, and it is now about the middle of your shin height.
Alright, I'm just gonna firebolt this motherfucker and be like... 17.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Look, I'm trying to fix a
17.
fucking puzzle here, and something's fucking pissing me off.
17. It does. That does hit. So firebolt, roll your damage.
Ooh, let's take a 15 on that. I am in a pissed off mood. Boom! Fuck off, plant.
So with that, you after the second grab, you turn around and you're just like, and you launch a mote of fire up into the air towards the vine, the mossy creature on the wall, and it finds good ground. You start to burn a good chunk of it. You hear it kind of doing a weird hissing noise as it's withering in pain, but it still seems to be perched pretty firmly on the wall.
Does it do anything?
No, it does not.
I'm gonna launch another one then. I'm gonna burn this thing off if it's not gonna fight me. Let's go with a 16.
That does hit.
All right, let's fucking burn it off with 9 more damage.
So again, you turn around and you should decide. It didn't retaliate after that first hit, so why not try to keep burning it until it's no longer there? You launch another fire mote at it, and it starts to churn away a little bit again. However, it is still steadfast on the wall.
I guess I'm gonna try and push the rock. This is very Sisyphean, and I'm kind of annoyed by it.
You have syphilis?
So are you pushing the same rock, or are you trying to push the other rock?
I guess I'll go push the other rock.
Okay.
I'll
Wait, that
move
vine's
over
not
here.
holding on to you? It's holding on to the rock?
No, he
No.
keeps grabbing me
He
when I'm
keeps
pushing
grabbing
the rock.
him whenever
I'm
he
gonna
gets
go.
its
I'm gonna go push the other rock. So yes, thank you.
So
You ain't got no spells to move that shit for you?
No.
So with that, you go to push this rock, and you push it this one closer to the opposite pedestal, knowing that this is probably where you need to get it to. As you get within a couple feet of the pedestal, I do need you to make another dexterity saving throw for me.
Can I make a actual save that's not garbage? Thank you. 16.
16. So with this one, you two feel being wary and alert with what has happened in the past 2 times. You notice another odd-looking creature perched on the wall on the opposite side of the doorway. Another, I guess, assassin vine, if you will, tries to lash out, but this one, however, misses your leg as you are a little more prepared for it. You dodge the grab, it lashes and pulls back quickly, and you are now next to the pedestal with the rock itself.
Scoop it with the bag, dump it on top of the pedestal after pulling it out of the bag.
So I'll let you do a little bit of creativity. That's fine. So you take that. You kind of.
I ain't picking this shit up. Look, I might be the strongest, but I ain't that strong.
So you manage to scoop the boulder up, and quickly, before the vine is able to recoil and try again, you dump the boulder onto the first pedestal, and you see the pedestal itself start to glow, this bluish glow, and the stone lights up.
Thank you.
Do still have the stone on the other side of the room. At this point, you are now about waist deep in water, and it is now considered difficult terrain. The water
Yeah, I'd
is
be
getting-
drowning if I was in there.
Look, I've got a potion of water breathing, which will let me solve most of these problems after the fact. But I'm
It should
trying
also
to
make
solve...
the boulder. It should make the boulder a little bit lighter for you.
Oh, it will. I will 100% be able to pick it up and put it on the pedestal after the water fills this room. I'm trying to do it before the water fills this room, though. So I will try to just fucking launch another one of these. I will attempt to just get this boulder out of the reach of some bullshit right now.
And you stand on the other side of the boulder and put the boulder between you
And
the
like pull it between me. Yeah, that was it was a thought. All right. Yeah. No. Just let me make my next dex check. Just because I need to just make some dex check. What did I get? 16. Nice.
So you're moving towards the other boulder.
Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to get the other boulder up.
Okay. So that.
Greg has a hard time getting it up.
Look, it's not my fault that I'm getting cock teased by John right now.
It's okay. It's okay. I think you guys kind of swapped.
Look,
who
I
wanted to wear, and it's gonna be great because now
this is fine. Look, there's something else that's specialized for me right now, and it's just gonna be hilarious later. I'm fine with this.
You guys top-y turn with a few things, but anyways.
Of course we did. What made you think we would go to the script?
Yeah, but I tried to push you in that direction.
We didn't read it. Even if you gave us a script, we wouldn't fucking read it. We need to like, captivate the audience. We're tired of your shenanigans. Go according
With
to the
that,
plan.
you are able to get next to the boulder, and you're able to scoop it up. However, I will have you do one more dex save throw to see.
14.
You made it. So you are able to finally move the boulder onto the pedestal itself. As the water is slowly starting to come up around, I mean, obviously it's not much of a threat to you, but it is slowly starting to come up around the mid-torso of your body. The water is starting to fill the room. And you get the last stone onto the pedestal, and both stones sink slightly into the ground, and you hear a loud clanging of stone on stone as gears grind against each other, and a small opening appears in the middle of the room, and all the water starts to just flush out. A strong current pulls, but it's nothing that you can't withstand.
Fantastic.
It pulls all the water out of the room as it's starting to slowly suck it all down, and you notice that the skull on the wall just before you, right here, opens its mouth, revealing a small gem nestled in a socket. And you grab the gem and you turn towards the door, waiting for the door to open. Obviously, we haven't gone through the rest of the trial, so your door hasn't opened yet. You are locked in the
This is
room.
fine. Moving on to the next trial, thank you.
So that brings us to. I'm just gonna jump you in here. I'm gonna go clockwise here. So we are going to wisdom. That is Sir Colby. Peepaw.
Peepaw.
You walk through this doorway and into a small
Peepaw,
room, and you
peepaw,
quickly notice
peepaw,
a
peepaw,
large
peepaw.
brazier sitting atop a few steps in the room. With
Oh,
a
Dicko, wow.
Brazier.
brazier. Sitting atop a few
Brazier.
steps in the. Yes, I know, I said it wrong. You know how many times I googled and hit the little pronunciation note on that to try and fucking figure it out?
Isn't it
Brazzers.
Yeah.
Brazier? Is it like a
Brazier.
combination of Bren and Fraser? Is this Brazier?
I love you, but no.
Okay.
Just leaves the room.
On that note, I'm gonna go pee.
Yeah.
Oh, I
That's all I
can't
have
wait
to
for
contribute.
yours, Kenny. It's gonna be good.
Oh God.
Anyways,
My
God.
Give me a minute.
so you quickly notice a large brazier sitting atop a few steps in the room, with a small blue flame flickering gently in the air, nestled in the top of it. The door behind you slides closed, and around it you notice 5 markers. There's essentially 5 stone pillars, each with a different symbol on them. And you notice just below the plaque, or just below the brazier, is a small plaque. It states, "Die without me, never thank me." I'm going to copy and paste it for you. But walk right through me, never feel me, always lurking, and never seen.
Air.
So I'm going to post that, so you can look that over. But if you wish, you can do a nature check for me. 5 different nature checks to determine what the etched plants are that are on these I guess monuments, if you will.
No. You could feel air if it's blowing on you. You can see air if it's blowing leaves and shit. I'm gonna say a stone.
So
You said nature check?
you can do 5 nature checks for me.
Okay, I got +0. Let's go. 2, 6, 14, nat 20, and it opened up and showed a bunch of coins. And then a nat 1. And it was a mimic. I guess I
And
could just
then we no longer had our rabbit. Damn it.
So you slowly rattle off what you think these images of different plants could be in your head. You're
This looks like a
recognizing-
rose bush. This
you're
one looks like
recognizing
weed.
2
This
of
one looks like
them.
poppy seeds. No, this one looks like poppy seeds.
From any sort of maybe past farm or herbal experiences. So you're mixed up on a few of them. You think maybe this could be a morning dew moss, or it could be a lightning moss. They could be a couple different plants essentially. I need you to do a survival check for me now.
A survival, just one.
Yes, just one survival check.
And the thing that's stupid is nature is an intelligence skill, which is fucking dumb. It should give you the option. 10, 18. Oh wait, just one. My
one.
bad. I got 10. I did a bunch of them.
So, looking over the etched out plants, as you're looking over the monuments themselves and all the different etchings, you notice that there is a small vial that is sitting next to the chalice or the brazier flame. It is currently empty. However,
Wow.
you're unable to recognize exactly. You're struggling here. Unable to recognize any of the quantity of what you need. So
To make air? How am I gonna make air?
rattling your brain?
Don't
after a
these
couple
things make
minutes,
air?
you kind of come to the conclusion that possibly what plants are posted could combine and make a potion.
Yeah, I figured that out, but it's like, so I got the riddle on the thing, I got the blue flame, and then I got these plants in a vial.
The plants are not in the vial, so essentially.
Well, yeah, I know there's the plants, and then there's an
plants
empty
are
vial.
These markings around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there are.
there's an empty vial. So you're
It's not these
gathering
plants
that
up
you
here?
probably
What are
have to
these?
try and create some sort of potion.
Are these here?
Yes, all the plants and such before you.
Okay.
As you stand there thinking for a moment about the ingredients and the flickering light that's just before you, holding the vial possibly in hand, an odd stench starts to fill the room, and you can hear a strong hissing sound just echoing through the halls. As you look over to the side and you see several little grates
This
and
is where I
registers.
This is where I die.
Start to release a noxious gas as it's filling the air.
I didn't even do shit yet. Fuck you, room.
Here you entered the room. The door had
Fuck
opened
you.
and it had closed. That had initiated everything. So with this, as you stand there, thinking about the ingredients and the flickering light, just past the pillars catches your attention, and you glance to see a thick of brush and makeshift. I'm drawing such a blank right now. But you see brush behind the pillars themselves, a large slew of different looking weeds and plants and herbs are all mixed in the room itself.
All these up here?
Yep, so essentially all the rooms that are all the different plants, vines, weeds, flowers, all that such.
Yeah. I only know the drug plants. Is this poppy seeds? Is this weed? Oh, other. These mushrooms.
Let me get a
Not
perception
the
check
fun
from
kind.
you. Perception check, please.
12.
So, as you step over into the area and you feel this burning sensation growing in your nostrils, you notice that there are approximately 12 different herbs in this area. So you have
Oh, okay.
5 that are on the markings, and then there are 12 in the area.
What markings? There's markings on these on here?
Yeah, on those pillars. So essentially,
I thought that was the riddle. What the wait, what?
no. So essentially, there's 5. Those 5 things are pillars, and etched into each one is a different plant. They surround the blue flame and the vial. So you have somewhat
Okay.
gathered that you need to try
I gotta
and
get
find-
these plants.
You have to get these plants and figure out how to herbally mix.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna go look for this first one.
Alright. Your failure to recognize the plants with your nature check, I'm going to give you disadvantage with your
I can put this. I can put the square peg in the circle hole. It's fine. I can match shapes.
That's right. Goes in the square hole.
Hey, listen. This trial was originally intended for Yano. You decided to take it, okay?
Well, you said wisdom. Nature isn't wisdom. It's intellect.
Shut
So
up.
suck it.
Figured it. You're gonna
You would think that maybe he has my character sheet and knows what I'm proficient
Anyway,
in.
so with that, so you can do.
They just railroaded it with the wisp telling you to go with which room.
Shut up. Yeah, I kind of figured it was more of a given. I need you to do survival checks for me.
Hey, listen.
Survival. How many?
5 with disadvantage. Is to gather
Okay.
them appropriately.
First one is an 11. Second one is a 13.
That's 2 20s you lost on.
The third one's a 16. So 11, 13, 16. Oh,
That's a
10.
another-
11. So 2 11s, a 10, a 16, and a 13.
So with that, you are able to gather up the enough knowledge based on your experiences to collect 2 of the herbs appropriately. As you're gathering, moving through the brush and all the different herbs before you, this stench of this burning sensation just starts to grow deeper and stronger in your nostrils, and you start to feel this pain coming over your head.
Womp womp. I don't have anything against spells or guess things. Not my lizard folk that can hold his breath for 10 minutes.
You take 4 points of poison damage.
Fuck you, bro.
Fuck you, cum squatch.
So with that, you
Got the
manage to
black lung
gather,
pie.
while this poison is slowly starting to infuse into your body, you feel this just excruciating pain coming over you. You were able to grab at least 2 of the herbs that you know for a fact were on the markings just before in that area. You still have 3 herbs that you need to grab.
Okay.
Unsure of which ones to grab yourself, you're kind of just picking and choosing. If you want to take another stab at recognizing, you can do nature check again. On the, it would be 3 times with disadvantage.
Rabbit. Do I have anything? Rabbity. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. Okay. You said nature with disadvantage?
Nature with disadvantage.
Ooh, 5. 11, so 5. 3. 11, so 3. How many you said? 3 of them?
3.
8. 13.
Unfortunately, so you take the 2
8 through
herbs
5.
that you gathered to start back towards the altar, and you're standing there holding them. You place them down next to the vial itself, and you're looking over once again, and you start to your vision is starting to blur a little bit. Seems to be hurting as you're trying to recognize these plants. You take another 2 points of damage as the sensation is starting to burn deeper and deeper into your skull.
How much damage?
2 points.
Ouch.
So with that, you're standing. You still have 3 herbs to recognize. You have to figure out which 3 need to be gathered.
Can I just go pull up like whatever, like a leaf or whatever is engraved on the thing? Go grab one of each and just come over and be like, all right, not this one, not this one, not this one.
If you want, there are 13 different plants. So
Well, I got 2 already.
Yeah, so you got 2 already. So there's 11 left. There's 3 that you need to recognize. I mean, this is complicated, but I will have you do 5 survival checks with disadvantage, and we'll see if you can pull them together.
Eight. 15. 16. 8, 15, 16.
Okay. So with that mentality in mind, you finally gather up enough strength, and you're just like, you know what? I just need to focus. And you just ran through the area of the brush, all behind, and gather a couple plants in hand. And you walk up to the first marking, and you kind of lift it up and trying to see if you could recognize the plants and images, just connecting point A to point B, if you will. You manage to get the first one, and you're like, all right, this is definitely it. You know that it looks the same, it has the same features, the same kind of markings, and you place it down with the other 2 herbs on the ground. And then you move over to this third, at this point we'll call it the third pedestal. And this one, after shifting through a couple different plants, you finally do find, again, another plant that recognizes, and it looks similar to the one on here. And you place that one down, and you move to the 5th one, the final one. And unfortunately, you're struggling. The sensation is starting to overcome your senses, and your vision is starting to blur a little bit. You're unable to recognize the 5th one exactly. But you do have a couple plants still in hand. You take 1 more point of damage.
Ow!
And if you want to do another...
So I have 4 out of the 5.
Yeah, so you have 4 out of the 5. So if you want to do another survival check with disadvantage, do 2 survival checks with disadvantage for me. To see if you can muster up the strength to recognize it. Because of how badly you're being affected by this. So, 14.
14. Well, there's an 8, and there's a 5.
So, after struggling for a little bit, you really feel confident in yourself that one of these plants is definitely... It looks like it, but it looks... The etching is that of a twig with a small leaf that's hanging off to the side, but the leaf is a slightly different shape, and you're not 100% sure on it, but you're more confident in it than any of the other plants. Are you going to commit to using this plant, or are you going to see if you can try and recognize it again?
Yeah, he's gonna commit to it. No, he's gonna rip off the leaf and slap it in there.
Okay, so you now have these 5 herbs kind of just resting next to it. So just before you sits the so just before you sense the flame just kind of nestled in this little chalice, and the what's it called? And the vial next to it. I will have you now do a medicine check to see if you recognize what these plants may create.
Okay, great. Another thing I'm not pushing at. No, 7.
So, you know that these plants, for the most part, have beneficial properties to them. But if they're mixed too extremely with negative properties, they could cause harm to your body.
YOLO.
You do have a slight idea of what it could create for you if you mix them in to the flame, but you do know that most potions that do require a flame infusion, you have to do very precisely, or it could cause you harm.
I have no measuring tools.
Do you wish to move forward with mixing?
Yeah, I got no other option. I found the best ones I could. The fucking room's filling with
I'm just
gas.
I'm asking. Do you have any ideas?
Can't get out.
So with this,
So pissed.
you take the plants and you lay them out before you, and you're pondering for a moment. I will give you one more medicine check, as you are really starting to try and figure out what this could create. Something that might just churn in your mind. So give me a medicine check.
There we go, 20.
Alright, so with a little bit of, maybe you just needed to be a little bit high. The chemicals mixing into your brain, you finally just kind of set the, it's like maybe a word scramble. You finally get the letters in the right places, and you see the word just form before you. You get the herbs all in front of you, and you see the 5 spices, and you're just like, oh, I recognize this. This is something that I've done in the past before, and you realize that this mix, slowly mixing it together, could turn into a potion of vitality. So you slowly start mixing the ingredients together into the flames, and you see the ash start to turn into just a solid chunk, and you toss it up into the vial, and you put the last piece in, and it turns it into a liquid. And there is now this bluish-green liquid that is just floating in the vial before you. Do you drink it?
Is the gas and everything still going on?
It is still going.
And he's got this blue potion now.
You have a bluish-green potion. Just before.
Alright. He looks at it, and he mutters to himself, I am Rad, I am Steezy, I am not afraid to drop in. And he fucking chugs it down.
So you chug it down. So you chug the potion down, and with that, you see the flame that was in the chalice start to just erupt and shoot upward, engulfing the air around you in fire.
Well, fuck.
However, this fire, the fire does not seem to be burning your flesh. It is engulfing the entire room, burning all the different herbs and everything in the distance, but it's not hurting you, and you actually feel this rather, congratulations, you managed to succeed.
Hooray.
This pleasant feeling starts to just fully engulf your body, and the high heat makes you shelter your face for about a moment before it subsides, and the burning sensation in your nose and lungs fade. The column of fire.
That's Jason Bourne.
The column of fire dies and flutters to just a little bit of a flicker, and before it extinguishes, you notice a glimmer of something mixed amongst the ash where the fire used to be in the little chalice. It looks to be one of the gems that the wisp had spoken of. You quickly grab it, and brushing the hot ash off the stone, you turn towards the door. Just like with Silva, it does not open right away, but you are waiting for your patrons.
I'm gonna start throwing up. Fuck this.
With that, we do bring us
Fades
over
to black.
Oh, can you not see
Kenny.
in the dark?
Nope. So Kenny's just like running into a wall.
That's one.
Cause I got high. Cause I got high. Cause I got high.
Are you able to see in the room?
Is there a flame that's asking for some permissions? That I would imagine it gives some light to the damn room.
No, if it's magical shit or something, you never
Kenny,
know. You could do
Kenny, are you able to see in here?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're able to see. That's
Thank you. That's so nice of you. Suddenly, Kenny has dark vision. Kenny takes out his phone without thinking.
Alright. With that, that brings us over to Kenny, who is entering into the Room of Courage. This one's fun. You pass over the threshold of the doorway, and the door immediately slams behind you. A small gust of wind pushes you a little bit further into the room. However, this room is pitch black, and a magical darkness seems to be looming over you, as I just spent all this time trying to make sure you can see.
Does it though?
Magical darkness looms over you, yet you feel a slight urge to step forward. After taking a slight step or two, you come to a narrow column of light that appears directly in front of you, highlighting a stand which hosts a small potion upon it. So just before you lies a small
We'll drink the
vial
potion.
A tab lays against the potion just before you, and it says, "Drink me."
I'll drink the potion.
You look the card over quickly, and notice nothing else is written on it.
He did not even do that. He just he probably just saw the
I
potion,
mean,
grabbed it, and
I'm
started
just-
drinking it
I'm
like a
reading-
fucking nigga.
The
I
next,
shut it down my bad beak!
the next question was drink potion. Okay.
Yep, he just goes, oh, cowabunga wave.
There's so many options that I have in here. Hold on.
Blue Gatorade.
Literally, it's like Hawaiian Punch. You fucking love Hawaiian Punch, dude. Wait, is it blue, you said?
I don't think
I thought you said it was blue. Oh, was
no,
it a color?
I just said a potion.
Huh.
If you want to do
Well, it's
blue,
gone.
I guess.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Our birds,
All
two
right,
birds,
so
two colors.
you muster up the strength to take you muster up the courage to take a sip. Are you chugging it or are you taking a sip?
Did you not hear me? What courage do I need to muster? I'm looking for refreshment, and I'm putting this down. it's a hot summer day on the beach, and I am thirsty.
Keep throwing
He
potions
is
at him. We'll just keep drinking them.
on just straight up
Chugging.
vertical necking this thing.
The wildest part
Like a
is
seagull eating a fish. Like,
Look.
I put there's this is fine. Don't think I'm upset or anything. But then
Oh, it's okay.
there
I
is
don't care.
so many options with what I had planned for you. It's so great.
That
So-
we literally chose the worst people for the worst rooms. Yes.
He's the only
I
one
like
that
to
ended up
think
in
of
the
Kenny
it.
was. I don't know where Kenny was supposed to go. He's definitely not merciful. He's definitely
No,
not
no.
wise.
This-
He was definitely.
Kenny's Kenny's the only
We'll
one that
ask
ended up,
afterwards.
Yeah. Kenny's
Oh,
the only
yeah?
one that ended up where I wanted him to end up.
Nice.
I guess you were supposed to
So-
get mercy there, Silva.
We only
Probably was.
we just slid the challenge rating scale like slightly up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The game was.
you guys
the game
made
was
it
being
more
too
difficult for
easy.
yourselves. He
It
got
was
lucky
being too
with
easy.
dice rolls over there. Anyways, so you take back the drink. A rush of cold washes over you as you drink the thick, gross liquid down.
Oh.
You clench your eyes shut.
Slimy yet satisfying.
You clench your eyes shut and grab at your stomach as the pain grows, and you just feel this retching and tearing, just ripping away at your gut. It feels like someone took a dagger and is just dancing around inside. Dropping the vial and dropping to your knees, the pain grows and a wild headache bursts into your head, and then suddenly a hand touches your shoulder, and the pain is immediately gone. You turn your head quickly around to
Lily
see.
Garcia.
You turn your head around to see a young female human standing there, her hand gently placed on your shoulder. You stand up and see that she is smiling at you, running her hand across your cheek. Her touch is soft and warm. It's okay to not be you. You carry such burdens on your shoulders, ones that bear the weight of the world. With each decision, each action, fleeting and fading, yet the world grows colder. Is it worth the trouble? Is this who you want to be? The hero? Or the villain?
So it's like cold? So he can be like,
It's
oh,
like,
fucking-
Only worried about the
snow surfing?
sensation from the drink itself.
Like, oh wait, freaking snow surfing? Oh, getting like pitted in the powder pillows. Maybe.
Do you,
Down at the-
as you're kind of pondering the question of just whether or not this solution is now making you feel a little woozy and weird, you hear her once again open her mouth and she, do you wish to surrender to you, or do you wish to be another? And let me get a perception check from you there.
Okay, let me see if Kenny understands that question. Can you roll a intelligence check? Because that's a hard question. Maybe it's a wisdom check. You said perception. 8.
Perception, yes.
It's an 8. I don't know. I'll roll a wisdom check to see if I can understand what you're saying.
So with that, in the darkness that surrounds you, the only silhouette of light is her, and then suddenly a couple more silhouettes just start to appear. These lights just kind of chime down from the ceiling, and you see one is hosting what looks to be your family, your mother, looking for you over the horizon of the ocean after you were swept away by waves, possibly a tear dripping down her cheek. The father. God damn, can I finish?
This is so good. Keep going, keep going. I'm sorry.
Your father standing just behind her, arms crossed, arms crossed with a slight disgruntled look, and the word "home" just comes fluttering through your head. It doesn't sound as if anybody had said it but yourself, in your mimicking tone. Another silhouette slowly starts to appear just beyond this one as it starts to fade. You see this one hosts several of your party members, each of them fighting for their lives as creatures of the dark start to topple over them, biting and tearing away at their flesh. The sounds of screams flood your ears. As they fade away, the word death stutters through the air. After that one, you blink, and a flicker of light as the image changes to quickly show you now that the party, your comrades, are winning the fight.
Let's go.
But with that, another flicker of light, and the light fades away, and a third one starts to appear. The light shines down on a beautiful home, and you see what looks to be a mother holding a child in her arms on her front porch. And you see what you can only figure, and you feel this sensation that it is a persona of you. Only it's not really you, not truly. You look a little different. But you walk out onto the porch, and you stand next to the woman holding the child. And you suddenly blink and swap spots with the, I guess the new you. A feeling of joy and blissfulness starts to flood your mind and your body, and just this warm sensation comes over you as a woman looks up at you and the child smiles, and a warm, heavy hug embraces you.
What does the child look like? Is it another Kenku, or is it some like half
bird, half
weird
human.
fucking demon thing?
What is that? Kill it with fire! Kill it with fire!
Somebody get it.
I will have you do an insight check now.
So was this Scrooge with the visit from
Literally.
the past, present, and future?
Yeah, the curse of Christmas past, present, and future. 13. Yeah.
So as you're standing in this new persona on the front porch, you're looking at the woman and the child, and the woman leans forward and starts to give you a hug, embracing your body wholly, and you feel this warmth coming over you. And you, with this smile on your face, you look down towards her face, and she looking up at you. You see just this horrific image starts to appear on her face. Large fangs start to appear, dark circles around her eyes, and she bites down into your arm and starts filling the area around her mouth with blood as it pools around. You feel this cold, stinging sensation start to overwhelm you as a voice chimes in and fills your head. This could be you, or your future, or your decisions that change with who you are.
We're the chosen ones.
The images start to fade away, and you feel the sensation of the woman's bite and warm embrace start to disappear. You hear the voice chime into your head again. I give you the option. Choose you, your future, your destiny, happiness at home. And you see a light appear, and you see your mother and father standing there over the beachhead. Happiness with your friends here, your trials and troubles and traveling group. And you see another silhouette start to appear, and you just see three companions appear before you. Or do you choose that of a future that has someone better, someone new?
What are we doing? We just appear. We're just standing there.
No, you're not actually there. This is all.
I know. I'm just saying. What are our visages doing?
You're just kind
Checking
of
each other off.
You're kind of you're kind of standing there.
We goofing about.
Yes. There's no
Look how much fun we're having.
prominent image that's truly captivating. So with this, the voices and the words start to whisper around your head. You hear the sounds of all different creatures. You hear your companions starting their cries of worry from fights, their cries of joy from the drinks that you've shared. You hear your mother and father crying in pain, and then your mother and father's condolences from your actions in the past. And then you hear an overwhelming sensation of just what could be to your future if you decide to choose a different path. So before you lays these three silhouettes, choose which you wish to be, your future, your destiny. Do you wish to take on the trials and the issues ahead? Do you want to return back to a world of bliss?
If any of us else went into that room, would we have seen Kenny's memories in future? We've just been super confused. Like, who the fuck are those people?
I would have adapted appropriately. But I'm very happy that he ended up in the room I planned for him.
Amazing. Kenny just goes, oh, the gods of Stoker have inspiring to make my day introspective. And takes a step towards his mother and his father, and he goes, oh, they're on the beach watching, just kind of like watching, looking away, like at their baby getting washed away.
There's no image of you in that silhouette. There's your mother and father. Basically, it's just them standing on a beachfront, looking out over the ocean, over towards the horizon. You never really gave me a backstory, so. But I would assume that you had ventured out into the world, and to them, beyond that ocean, waves, beyond the beach head, and all that is a world unknown to them. So you have left that area.
Yeah.
So they're
Kenny
looking
was never
for you in
let's see.
the beyond, if you will.
Gotcha. He takes a step towards the parents and goes, "Oh, hold up, Shred Lords. Who needs these bennies? The total mush burgers." Takes a step back. And then looks at like the hot wife. What race is she?
Asking for boner status.
Like, cause like what I mean, if it's like a tiefling, like this is an easy decision. Like I don't.
Not so.
If it's a Kenku, then this is also this.
Then it's not desirable. No. So with that image, she is of the high elf race, and you too.
Oh, God.
In that vision,
Just something what's wrong with her? Why does she?
But in that vision, as you see it, both in the third and first person view, you too are a high elf. So as you envision it, you see what could be a different possibility for you ahead of you.
He's a high elf?
He would be a high elf in that image. So I was waiting to see where you were going with everything before I pulled forward the next part. But
We can leave it at that.
okay. So with the several images before you, you close your eyes and you grasp them tight, trying to just get a grasp on what is currently happening. As after drinking this potion, just so many emotions, feelings, ideas, motivations are just flooding over your body, and you hear different words and phrases just starting to be shouted. You recognize the voices as those of your companions shouting out. You hear your mother and your father's voices just kind of yelling out, asking for you, where you are from, why aren't you back, and all that. And then suddenly, as the voices all start to grow into a loud, crowded area, they erupt into just a soft, gentle voice. But you can... a voice that you haven't necessarily seen or heard yet. But you do recognize it as a soft, gentle voice, and it just trickles off the edge of your ears as you start to open your eyes, and you see that through the noise you hear waves crashing on rocks, and a small spray of sea trickles onto your face, splashing over your body. You open your eyes and you see that you are now standing on a pillar in the middle of the ocean. Waves crashing against the stone below you. You quickly turn around and you see this ungodly creature, something that is just grows from your nightmares. Different fangs growing out of its mouth, claws, red bloodshot eyes. It essentially just looks like something that would just feed on the innocent, just death itself, if you had to really tell.
Oh my God,
And you hear just a deep echoing voice, just, now, choose your fate.
Fuck. So I still have the three choices. It's these.
Yeah, you have the three choices before you.
Oh, Kenny is overwhelmed and does not make big decisions ever. So he closes his eyes and spins around in a circle with his finger pointing out. And
Oh
we'll
boy.
roll a d6. And 1 and 2 will be mom and dad. 3 and 4 will be the gang. And then 5 and 6 will be hot elf wife. So it's been nice knowing y'all guys. But as he's spinning around in a circle and he's got his hands over his eyes and he's got his finger pointing out, he's gonna see wherever it lands, there shall he go. And he hears, you know, as he's spinning around, he's like, "I'm an idiot. We're looking to party." And he hears, you know, and he hears, oh, whoa, what just happened?
Your heart knows where it wants to go.
Hear me okay? What just happened? Are you hearing this?
No.
I lost all of you. Hold on. What happened?
We can still hear you.
Hey,
You there?
Oh yeah, I think my headphones just died. It was really weird. You can hear me now or not?
Yeah, I mean, I can. Well,
Hey,
I could hear you.
Jesus.
Oopsies. You're muted. Okay.
Alright, how about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we could hear you. We'd always hear you.
Yeah, we were able to hear you the whole time.
Alright, how about now?
Oh, excuse me.
Yes, we can hear you, but you can't hear us
I can
apparently.
hear you now. Alright. Sorry, my headphones just died. It's weird.
This is like the third time he's told us his headphones died.
Weird batteries run out and things.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened.
Listen.
Okay, so let's roll and see what finds out what happens.
Alright, so we were able to hear you the whole time, so.
Oh, cool.
Spinning around.
Oh, I'm going home.
Oh, going home.
His eyes. And he goes, "Who says you need friends to shred?" And like kind of cries a little bit. He's like a little disappointed with the decision there. And he takes a step forward. I guess can he take a step forward? He's on like a platform in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, you can. You have a. I'd say it's probably like a 10 by 10 platform that you're on.
Oh, okay.
So you,
Go from shred to shed.
How do I make this decision? Do I tell the demon lord that I'm making this decision?
so you're picking your parents. You're going home.
Yeah, that's what he picked.
Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Kenny looks. He sees mom and dad. It's like that. What's that SpongeBob episode where he's like, "Guess I'll go back and live with mom and dad." It's like the pictures of them that are really happy, and then SpongeBob's like, "No, never mind," and it goes back to the picture and they're really sad. Yeah, right. So it's that where Kenny's like, "All right, I guess I'm going back with mom and dad," and they're like, "Yeah," and he's actually like, "Hold up, Shred Lords. I am rad." And he takes a step backwards and he gets like, he's kind of realizing, you know what? He's like, his whole life he's just gone with the flow, and he just doesn't make any of his own decisions. And he takes another step back and he goes, "I am Steezy," and like takes one more step back and says, "I am not afraid to drop in."
Yes.
Yeah, a cool scene happens where like Peepaw is doing his thing and Kenny's doing his thing, and the screens are split and we both say it at the same time in our respective rooms. And Kenny just dives head first. He like it's a running start and like pauses just for a second to look at the hot elf again, and then just goes looks forward again and runs right towards his friends. Makes the first decision of his life.
Hell
Come on,
yeah,
buddy. Our visages are just like, yeah.
Crap.
Look at us. I'm like dry humping. Like, yeah, no.
You put me on such a.
Exactly what you weren't expecting, John.
Dude, I was
hey.
expecting. I was expecting it, but then I wasn't expecting it. Then I was expecting it. So it's. I was hoping he chose you guys.
Yeah, Kenny took some agency in his life now, finally, for the first time. This was a great learning lesson. Thanks for that, Joe.
Oh god. Okay.
Kenny's dad, like, wow.
So with that, stop.
You what?
So with that, you take a slight step to something that you know. That's something that feels familiar. You take. I'm jumping back a little bit, and seeing your mother and father, and you know that life was pleasant. Life was bliss back then. They took care of you. They nurtured you and raised you and all that, and they showed you your first wave that you wouldn't be afraid to drop in on. And when you started to take that first step, a weird sensation came over you where you decided that maybe just being in such a coddled situation where they guide you into this, maybe that's not what you need. What you need is to find your own path, find your own way to overcome the obstacles, and find your own way to drop in on your future. So you take a step towards them, but you pause for that moment. You turn and you see the silhouette of your companions, and you see what they've gone through. A quick flash of light shows everything that's just what you've been through together, what could be the future, what could be what happens. You see love, laugh, joy, all of that together. They've laughed love. Yeah.
They've laughed love. Hell yeah, boy. Live your best life, hot girl summer. Let's go.
And you finally just realize that maybe this is where you need to be to find yourself and your future. If that high elf happens to be a part of it, so be it. But you take a step forward, and as you step forward towards this direction, the platform starts to give way out from underneath you, and you see several platforms just jut out from the sea ahead of you. I need you to make an athletics check to jump to the next platform.
What about an acrobatics check?
I guess. I mean, I picked athletics because that's what encompasses jump. But I'll let you choose if you want to do acrobatics because you're more reacting. Then
This guy.
I was like, he's a ninja.
Yeah.
This is not strength. He's gonna jump between like a nimbly pibbly little fucking furball who drinks milk from a saucer.
So with this, you step forward and the platform starts to leap out from underneath you, but with your roguelike skills and just being prepared for what may be coming, you're able to leap from your platform onto the edge of the one before you, landing just on the tippy top edge. You teeter-totter a little bit back and forth, and finally, unfortunately, fall backwards into the raging sea below you. The waves wash over your body, tossing you back and forth, tumbling in the current. You slam into something solid, then another and another solid object as you fall flat on your face.
Telling me I just dropped in.
You just jumped in. You open your eyes to see the dimly lit room before you, and there's just gruesome goo laying on the floor next to an empty vial. As you are retching and wheezing as you spit out the last of it onto the floor, the ooze kind of tumbles and churns, and it slowly starts to dissipate off. Luckily, with your choices, you didn't have to fight it. It slowly starts to drift away, and you see in the bottom of the vial itself is a gem resting inside.
Nice.
You are able to turn the vial upside down and dump out the gem, grabbing onto it. So,
nice.
That, after your fucking decisions and such, after seeing the ooze slither and slide across the floor to a vent and it disappears, you grab the vial, flip it over, and the gem slowly slides out into your hand, and you look towards the door waiting for it to open, kind of pleased with your decisions. and that will bring us over to Mercy.
Mercy me.
Oh Lord.
Lordy.
See what's the get on here.
With this Mercy, so essentially this all happened at the same time. You guys all stepped into your rooms, and they all happened at the same time. So with Mercy, you walk in, you watch your companions kind of each walk into their own separate rooms, and the door closes quickly behind you. The room itself is rather large, and standing dead center of the room is a statue. Let's see. Yes. The center is a statue of a dragonborn that holds a great sword in hand. The great sword is tilted straight down towards the ground, so he's holding the hilt kind of upwards, but the blade is shooting straight down. He's standing in kind of like a soldier, militaristic stance. I will have you do a perception check now for me.
So. That's 5.
Oof. Welcome to the club. Welcome to failing your checks.
Yeah, right.
So,
It's rough.
you looking around the room, notice that there's nothing too unique about the room itself. You pace around the statue and looking around, and then you finally see a small plaque sitting just at the foot of the statue itself. The plaque this time reads, "I wield no blade of mercy, for I am the judge and the jury."
And the executioner?
Okay.
I wield no blade of mercy, for I am the judge and the jury.
Oh man, this is the part that like fucks everything up.
This is the part not meant for you. Yeah.
Essentially.
Snake people come out.
No. It got a little personal. So we'll see what I'm gonna play it out exactly the same. I'm gonna see what you do.
Oh jeez.
So after pacing the room, seeing the plaque, and you kind of mumble the words to yourself, you're kind of looking around, just like not really sure what you exactly had to do. You take a slight step back to look around, and you look up and down the tall statue to notice a gem fastened in the hilt of the blade.
Mm-hmm.
However, as you step back, you feel a small plate recede into the floor slightly behind, essentially dropping into the ground. A clang of stone on stone. A small doorway opens to your right. And a young...
So like that way.
Yeah.
We can't.
And a young half-elf statue stumbles out of the doorway into the room. You glance over and lock eyes for a moment, and you recognize this man. Someone that you have recently had a little bit of a, encounter with. It seems to be Tanner from back in Amari.
Mm-hmm.
Only it's not actually him. Seems to be just a stone statue figurine of him. He looks at you and opens his mouth, but no words come out. He grasps frantically at the opening, but nothing emerges. No sounds, no chimes, nothing. You hear stone once again churning, and turn back to notice the large
I 100% was meant to be Mercy. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm gonna play it out as I fucking wrote it.
That's fine. Go for it.
You hear more stone churning on stone, and turn to notice that the large swordsman statue is now moving. The statue looks at Tanner, then looks to you. This be the man who has wronged you in life, no? He may have had reasons for his actions, even betraying a trust. Could you justify them?
Could I justify him betraying my trust? I mean, you know, gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
You kind of stumbling a little bit over your words, and you see that the Tanner statue opens his mouth once again. This time, nothing but shrieks and screams come flowing forth. Nothing that's forming actual words, but it is piercing to the ear. He is but a lowly creature of your world. He is likely to harm again. Given thy chance, would you let him live now? Or would you rather see him die? This is the statue once again speaking to you, as you are still staring down at Tanner's statue-esque.
Well, I mean, he made decisions in the past, and well, maybe they weren't the best decisions as far as I was concerned, and maybe he manipulated some of my party members' feelings. I bear him no ill will.
So before you were saying we cranked the scales on the challenge rating up, but yours just went down because you're like, oh, I don't care.
Sure, this guy's got a point. Yeah.
Hey, again, this is Yano the hippie druid. I'm just like, hey man, fucking ELE baby, everybody love everybody.
What did you say, Yali?
ELE.
Yali? What does that mean?
Everybody
Oh,
love
wait.
everybody. Yeah.
The best part
Because
is
it looks like a wiener.
This.
E-L-E? Yeah, E-L-E. Looks like a wiener.
Stop. So with that, so
Are you forgiving Tanner for
are
being
you
a
forgiving
dick?
him?
I have no problems with him.
That is your choice.
I mean, he's not so far down a path that he can't be redeemed like most of us. You should see the people that I travel with. Oh, those guys.
You just end up having a pleasant conversation with this guy.
Yeah, you're just like, all right, man.
He's really cool.
Falls
We're,
out, knocks you on the head, and you're just like, oh, I guess I did.
yeah, no, what happened? Oh, it's a really cool guy. We're gonna go get brunch next week. It's great.
Meanwhile, you got Kenny in the corner. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did.
Peepaw's basically dead from poison.
I got
And I'm
very
just
nice.
looking at this like, why did I have to lift some rocks?
You motherfuckers made me do manual labor. I make faster.
I'm the strongest out of the fucking four of us.
So yeah, that's where I'm at there, big old statue guy.
This turned out.
No, I needed money. Oh god. So, may not have turned out the way I expected, but it was still good. So, the statue turns to you yet again, holding tightly onto his blade. Before you decide his fate, know this: his death in this chamber will be his death in the above world. Does he deserve your justice, your forgiveness, or does he deserve your
Ire?
death? Yeah.
Back to previous statement. I bear him no ill will, and I think that almost everybody can be redeemed. You know, it's just nature. Things are fickle.
I think it's fate. And it's just gonna be like smoking out, man.
Yeah, bro.
That's so great. This one was too personal.
Yeah, that's a problem. Because if you had just picked strength, Colby, everyone would have fallen in line and everything would have been fine.
I have one of the lowest strengths.
It was,
I guess the second highest because those other two are 11.
it was like semi-metaphorical.
Strong personality.
Look, it worked out for the best. What if?
We got it.
We did it. We failed forward. The fucking motto of this campaign.
So with that, you tell the statue once again that you see no ill will to him, and you, I wouldn't say reluctantly, but you reluctantly let him live. And you finally hear actual words form from Tanner's statuesque mouth. Thank you. You were most kind. I will make sure not to try to harm you ever again.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
The image of the Tanner slowly starts to fade.
And his name is John C.
Wait, so before he leaves, after he's thanked,
Can I kill him?
I'm gonna ask him
Did you
if
get the
there's
gem?
anything that he wants me to pass on to Silva.
Just before he starts to leave, you see him open his mouth, and all you hear are more shrieks and cries of what seems to be pain-induced. Nothing formulates actual strong words for you to be able to relay.
I'm not gonna lie, if you relay that information to me, I will feel a little bit better.
I'm gonna tell him it sounds like he was being tortured, but like, not by me, I don't know.
Alright, hey, look, Kyra's a bitch, motherfucker got it coming to him, I ain't gonna worry, no skin off my back.
Well, with this, as you see to grant mercy on Tanner, a bright flash ripples from the hilt of the blade of the swordsman. When the light slowly starts to fade away, a gem rests in the palm of your hand, and the statue returns to its original position in the middle of the room, holding fast a now gemless blade. With that, you have gathered the final gem. As I said, you guys kind of all did this at the same time, and you gathered the gems, the four of them, and each of you see your doorway start to open back up, back to the main hall.
Quick question before you continue out of game. Is this about to end up in a combat, or is this just gonna wrap itself up here in 10 minutes?
Both, essentially. There will be a little bit more.
Then, shall we put a pin in this and finish this next week? It is almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that's fine. So with that, let me just get you guys out of the room.
That's fine.
With the final gem in hand, each of you start to see your doorway start to open back up. It seems like only shortly after you had each completed your trial that the doors had released you from the rooms. Stepping out of the rooms, you glance at each other, noticing each one of you has endured a pretty, at least I would think, a pretty hectic trial. And you each move towards...
Y'all made me move some rocks!
You each move towards the altar, and you place your gems into the sockets on the altar, and you see the barrier before you slowly start to disappear as...
Can I check on Peepaw? Is he okay?
Hacking up along. I don't think I was supposed to go in that room. There was a bunch of plants I didn't recognize and shit in there, and like, fuck.
What did you drink?
You guys do notice that you guys are they weren't easy trials for you per se. I mean, granted, the only one that ended up actually in a
I was the only one that got hurt.
Yeah. Well, there was a chance for each of you to get hurt. They just managed to maneuver around appropriately.
Maneuver around it. Okay, mine just filled my room instantly.
Yes.
I didn't have a choice.
Some of us would have been okay in that room.
Yeah, but
Yeah, if
see,
Silva went in there, she would have been perfectly fine. She's immune to poison.
What
She would have
is
been
the
perfect for that
smell?
one.
Why does it smell like death? I have no idea what any of this is.
You're like, wow, poison. Okay, I don't
anyway,
care.
So, with that, the as you place the final gem into the socket on the altar, the wisp reappears next to you. So you have proven your worth in the trials of Bahamut. But there is just one more act to reveal the crystal. You see the wisp kind of point what you could assume as a hand over towards the dragon skull that it's not an actual dragon skull, but the dragon skull that is on the back of the wall. And you see several bowls resting just beneath the skull itself. And each bowl has a different symbol upon them. You guys easily recognize each one kind of representing different attributes. One represents strength, one dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. And in the very middle lays one more plaque. It recites, "Thy greatest good is shown by giving some of your own."
What do I want?
You see you hear the wisp once again, just echoing out. Just your final test lays before you. Sacrifice one of each your better abilities to reveal the crystal. And the wisp begins to point towards, yet again, a small stone blade that lays next to the plaque.
If I take a negative to any of my stats, I will fly up to Connecticut and punch you in the chest.
Essentially, yes, you will each have to sacrifice a different ability score number to get
When's
the
our next? What is our next ASI?
8. So we're 5th, so 3 levels.
3 levels. Alright, so there's one of each stat. Wait, does someone have to give up a double stat?
No. So, you don't have to do all 6.
Ah.
So each of you just has to do 1. Just note that.
What?
That wisdom down to an even 10.
Yeah,
So, with that,
I can do my intelligence down, bro.
As you guys
Yeah, I can drop
decide
a point in
what
strength.
you wish to do with your
If someone
sacrifices.
makes me take a fucking minus to my charisma, I swear to fucking
I'll do the
Christ.
minus. Is it a -1 or 2?
It is a -1 to
Okay.
your selected ability.
Okay, I'll do charisma.
Okay. I was like, look, I have a precious 20. It's going to stay at 20.
Yeah, I'm not losing my fucking 18s. Fucking high.
Alright, so we've got a
plans,
charisma
and it
covered.
doesn't include losing points.
Hey,
Who?
if it means I'll get to see you in person, then by all means lose that point. I miss you, bro.
Alright, so we've got a charisma
Or I
covered.
can't fly up there.
I would
I can-
appreciate taking either wisdom, intelligence, or strength. One of
I
those three I'm fine taking a ding on.
Yeah, I don't care about strength. I can do strength.
Okay. Kenny, what do you need?
A need?
Like, you're
He said he's
I
doing
will-
wisdom.
Kenny's doing
will-
wisdom? That's fine.
I will recite this one more time from the wisp.
Oh,
It said your
Eat a
final
dick.
test lays before you. Sacrifice
eat a
one
dick.
of each your better abilities.
Eat
I
a
narrow it down to your
dick.
top 2 2 abilities that you each need to release.
What?
Nope. Not doing that. Sorry.
Fuck
Okay,
this.
Sorry,
rid
this
of
crystal,
charisma.
this
Crystal's
crystal
not
doesn't
gonna
get done.
right.
This crystal isn't gonna get done.
I can give up my dex.
Which one? How do we know which ones are top ones? Or just the
Fine,
highest
I'll
score?
do.
Your top
Oh,
2.
it has to be.
Essentially your top 2.
Has to be your
so-
top 2.
Well, so I have 1, and then I have 3 that are all tied.
Which means you get to choose
Yeah,
out of
so you
those
get to
3.
choose out of 3, essentially.
So what is your 3 tied stats?
Con, intelligence, and charisma.
So I'm going to request you take a charisma ding. I'll take a dex ding. Colby, oh no, Colby, what do you need to give up?
Your
Oh,
dex or
oh, but-
wisdom, and I'm not giving up either because okay, I'm gonna lose AC. I'm gonna lose a DC point. I'm like fuck this shit. I'm not doing that shit. People are saying nope. I lose
And he
way
will
too
take
much
2
for
for
that.
the team. And he will give up charisma and dexterity.
For either one too.
See, here's the thing. It's like, look, I'm okay not taking a permanent gimp at this point in time and just fucking off out of here. Like, we're just in it for the gold, and honestly, there's another crystal for us to even it up on a different continent at this point in time. We can just fuck off out of here.
He seems sensational, so.
Fine, I'll do my wisdom.
Okay, and then Kenny, what is your 2 bests?
Charisma and dexterity. I can get rid of charisma.
Yeah, you take the charisma hit. I'll take the dex hit.
Well, you had. Yeah.
Oh no,
charisma.
yeah, no on charisma.
Yeah, so I'm taking the charisma.
want him to
Wait,
do-
what did you? What's your other 2 stats that you said you had even?
Intelligence,
And what?
Yeah, intelligence.
intelligence, and con.
So, you're
Do
not an
intelligence.
incaster? Are you an incaster?
No, I'm wisdom.
Oh, he's wisdom. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So take a hit on intelligence. I'll take a hit on dex. We've got a wisdom and a charisma on Kenny.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I'm taking wisdom and charisma.
No.
Wisdom
Just
is
charisma.
from Colby. From
Pee Papa.
And Kenny is doing charisma. So, with that, you guys, after spending a couple minutes deciding who's going to sacrifice what, just kind of trying to understand your better principles and methods and strategies of playing into your worlds itself. You each decide that you're going to sacrifice certain attributes, and with the cut, you drip a little bit of blood from your body into the bowls before you. You each feel a small amount of power just slowly draining from your body, something that just feels like it's pulling away from, I guess you can consider your respective attribute that you're.
Our id has been pulled out of our
Yes.
soul. I look at everyone else and go, do we really give a shit about these crystal gods anymore? They're taking our shit for helping them out.
This is pissing me off.
Wither in pain for about a moment. You feel a little bit tired from your actions. However, the dragon skull before you slowly starts to open its mouth and reveals the crystal tethered in black, similar to the one that the Godworm revealed. And we will leave it there for you guys to pick up next week.
Fantastic.
I am Steezy. I ready to drop it. The gods of Sturk are conspiring to make my day sensational. Sensational.
I'm rather not.